Looking to rev up the economy, President-elect Donald Trump has pledged to cut back regulations that are strangling businesses, starting with the Dodd-Frank financial law. Peter Barnes has more on this story. Peter?
Well, President-elect Trump said on the campaign trail that President Obama's financial reform law and regulations have hurt economic growth.
Dodd-Frank has been a disaster, making it harder for small businesses to get the credit they need.
We have to get rid of Dodd-Frank. The banks aren't loaning money to people that need it. The regulators are running the banks.
Mr. Trump and Republicans in Congress say they want to repeal and replace Dodd-Frank, which President Obama signed into law in 2010 after the financial crisis and billions in taxpayer-funded bank bailouts. It put limits on riskier bank activities, such as trading in derivative securities. It added tough new rules for mortgages. It created new regulatory bodies, including the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and beefed up powers for the Federal Reserve and other agencies. But earlier in his transition, Mr. Trump's transition website said, quote, "The Dodd-Frank economy does not work for working people. Bureaucratic red tape and Washington mandates are not the answer." Generally, Republicans have favored increasing bank capital as part of replacing Dodd-Frank, bigger cash cushions to absorb bank losses from mistakes. Dodd-Frank supporters caution Mr. Trump against rolling back the law.
Dodd-Frank came into place after the worst financial collapse in decades. And so one of the reasons, and this is fairly indisputed, that the law was passed is that there was lax regulation, that the banks were getting away scot-free, and that there weren't rules on the books to protect citizens, to protect their savings, to protect their mortgages, and regular Americans, Main Street Americans, suffered.
Mr. Trump may not favor total deregulation of banks. In October, he criticized former President Bill Clinton's repeal of the Glass-Steagall Act, which forced big banks to break up after the Great Depression by spinning off their investment banking operations. Mr. Trump said he supports a 21st century version of Glass-Steagall. Back to you.
Peter Barnes in Washington for us. Thank you, Peter.